I'm live now. Oh, okay. I'm live now. So obviously, welcome to the Citizens Network Gambia. Welcome is Jack, part of the team. Welcome, Coach EB. Obviously, he should be familiar with you now. He's done a couple of shows now. Um, Probably um, there are many things that we need to discuss today. A lot of things that needs to be talked about. Um, but obviously, prominent among them is the coaching situation in the Gambia. Um, but before going further, Esa, I would just want to start with you, obviously, with what has been happening in the Gambia regarding to the GFF Must Go protest. Um, we've learned that obviously the protest was not authorized, and we don't. There were no reasons given for these things. But for you being part of one of these groups, obviously you would obviously have some inside knowledge of what is going on. We live in a continent where authoritarian trend is now on the increase. Like everyone is just, they are tightening restrictions in on freedom of expression, freedom of assembly. All of these things are just on the downhill. Obviously here at CNG, our opinions are our opinions, and we are not influenced by anything. We are not influenced by anyone in public office, and we have every right to say whatever we want to say. So welcome. And I just want to start with you. Like I said, if you could just give us a background information about what happened from why this protest was not given.
Yes, good evening to our beautiful listeners and those who watch us wherever you are connecting from. Like Mr. Cham said, this is CNG session again, as we always do. Come here and share our opinions, and like he said, we just try to share what we believe and what we know, and we are not influenced by anyone. But regarding the situation currently, there was a press release by the group that is GFF Must Go, explaining in detail and trying to talk to the general public about the state of what was planned. And I think the message was a clear message to make sure that, after all, it's only peace that said institution want, to make sure that whatever they wanted to do, it's based on law, and they don't want to do anything that is unlawful. Coach lamented on something that is very vital in our previous show concerning the few people that will come in trying to be the bad egg there in the midst of the good ones. And when the delay was done, we realized that the bigger picture was seen, that there would be a problem in terms of issuing the permit, because it was something that was sent, knowing that there's another group called GFF Must Stay, and any incumbent in position will always have an influence ahead of the minority. But the most important thing is the message is being sent across, and people are listening, people are knowing what is going on, because there are two young prominent people, Ika and the other colleague that is the PRO of Serekunda East. They are doing very well. They have been invited so far in more than 5 platforms, and they are sharing their view. And people, wherever you go now, even today, I was sitting at a gathering, and they don't even know that I am into football. And they were discussing about these things. They were explaining the things that is happening. Some of them were even expressing that, oh, we didn't know that this is what they were receiving, and this is what is happening, the projects and this and that. So the most important thing is the message is going across, and if it is not shown in the bigger picture where people come out to show banners, but if it reach the people, that is the best thing. That is the objective of this movement, to tell the masses. And if the masses understand it, they will put pressure in the various departments that are responsible, directly putting the GFF in position. That is the stakeholders and the RFAs. Despite they know that this is what is happening, the bigger picture, that is the people that put them there, must put pressure on them, and they will able to put pressure also in the GFF. But the most important thing is the message is going, even though the protest is not going ahead. The message is going from Banjul to Koina, the message is going, to be honest. And that's a plus.
Okay, that's brilliant. Coach, I come to you with regards to this protest. Obviously, it's not the protest has not been authorized. But then, why would you think that these sort of protests are not allowed, especially when it comes to, from what we've learned, that it was just going to be a procession from wherever, from Westfield to the stadium or whatever. This is just a peaceful one. Why do you think this kind of things are not allowed?
Good evening, um, viewers, and thank you for having me again, Mo. Yeah, in regards of this protesting, I think basically one could just come to the conclusion that they're scared. They're scared. So if they're scared, they would do everything possible to make sure that they won't allow the protest to take place, because the protest is meant to sensitize and bring disruption in a very, very peaceful way where everyone will know what is been going on. That's the whole objective. But if they have done everything they could do behind the scene to make sure that permit will not be given, and I think also it could be a blessing from the sky, because a license of protest could have been granted, and then the few bad apples would come and mix in who would be there to do a dirty job for certain people within the administration. These things we know they do happen. They do happen. And then they would come back and say, you see, this is the reason why we never wanted to give permits for protest. We have given you permit for protest, and now look at what is happening. You people, instead of protesting peacefully, but now you have committed a lot of crimes here and there. That's why, for me, for starters, I'm not saying it's not right for them to do. It's their legitimate right to protest, because apparently we live in a democracy. So that's it. But for me, the trend that was meant to be taken is far from the protest, really. I would have preferred them to organize themselves better, um, write to the Minister of Youth and Sports, and then hopefully the minister respond to them, have a meeting with the minister face to face, have whatever 10 point, 100 points, whatever points they want to put across to the minister and their demands, and ask for that. And one of them could have been an independent inquiry about what happened, and it should be widened, whereby it could do an inquiry concerning the finances, the running of the FA, what happened in the preparation, what happened during the AFCON itself, what happened also after AFCON, and what is the way forward. Then this inquiry would have been very, very fruitful, because stakeholders would be invited, targeted employees of the federation will be targeted to come and give evidence. Elected members of the executive will be written to, and they should become and give evidence. And then after that, um, a report should be sent to the ministry within 3 months of the conclusion of the inquiry. But everyone was emotional, everyone was angry, everyone wanted them to go, because this was in the making, coming for from time. So I think everyone was so angry because everything was so raw, and everyone thinks that the best solution was to just have the protest. And we all know that when someone is connected with power, it's always difficult if you want to use the right channels to succeed. There is no way, because you're talking about people on the FA. They're connected with the people uh, who are running the country. We all know that. This is not a hidden fact. This is not a gossip. This is a fact. So if these people think that they will be affected, if these people think that protests can bring their regime down, do you think the government of the day will authorize it to happen? No, they won't, because they also would be fearful protests will one day also bring their entire government down. So they won't allow it to happen. So there were so many things that many people who were behind it should have put into consideration, because I just think people become so naive thinking that, oh, because we have had change of regime, Yaya Jammeh is no longer there. Yaya Jammeh was the problem. And they forgot there is a bigger picture and there's a bigger problem in the Gambia. So since Yaya Jammeh left, let one person tell me what have been democratic, really, the democracy that they're telling people. Let them give me one example that have worked in the Gambia when it comes to football, when it comes to governing the country or whatsoever. So everything, why I'm bringing all this political situation of it, because our entire life is all politics, everything, and everything is interconnected, because the FA have used their people who are well connected to the government of the day, and those people use their connection to stop this protest from happening. And then the IG have given his reasons, and that's the end of the matter. So if these people want to appeal, they have to go to the court. That's all they could do. But why go to the court? Get to the minister. The minister is the only one who can bring all this madness, this chaos, without interfering directly by dissolving the FA. He's a stakeholder, and a big stakeholder, because the FA themselves tell the Gambian public that government is responsible of the national teams. Okay, if government is responsible of the national team, why wouldn't the minister have the right to set up a commission of inquiry, independent? But you can't ask the FA to set up their own inquiry. Do you expect to have a fair results? Never in a million years. Never. This should be an independent inquiry set up by the ministry, and they should have legal people set up on that, sit on that committee, who will be chairing all these things and go forward with it. Nobody will be threatened, nobody will be forced. But then if the FA fail to take part, then the minister can take the next step. What is the next step? To write to all shareholders, which is all the clubs. The minister have those powers to do it, to invite them on a meeting and said, we have set up this commission, we have invited you clubs to come and testify, you came to testify, now the FA have failed to come and testify, you are the people who elected them, now put them on a vote of no confidence, and they're gone. It's a simple, without the minister interfering. But when they're scared, trying to say, basically, when they involve this private entity, no, they are not private entity. You don't have to dissolve the FA for FIFA to suspend us, but you can do what is the right thing. What you can do is to get the FA to come and testify without forcing them. If they fail, then you have a legitimate way now to call the clubs who are the stakeholders on a meeting and put your case across to them, and they would force the FA on a vote of no confidence. That's the end of the matter. They can't stay there anymore. If someone say they don't want you to govern them, how can you stay there? No. When the Gambian people raise up on the street and they said they don't want Jammeh, the Jammeh left, or did he stay? He left. He left. You can't do nothing about it. When FIFA said they don't want Blatter, what did they do? They tried prosecuting him. They knew it is going to take a long way. They went to the countries who are the stakeholders of FIFA. Whatever they did with all these countries, they managed to get their support. Blatter and Platini was removed. They were removed. It's only now, 2023, before 2024, we started having results of their court cases. So if they were to wait for that long, it will be there forever. But this is the people who have organized this process. We don't know who they are. We only know the people who are on the ground, but the people behind the scene, we don't know them. But if they are watching and they are listening, let them organize themselves again. Let them approach the minister. The minister is the right person for them to get. Write to him, invite him to a meeting, and let the meeting be a dialogue, not a hostile meeting. Then you will have what you want from him. But if it becomes a hostile meeting, you cannot get him to do anything. That's my take.
Brilliant. Just to go back onto, I think Coach has touched a little bit of it, and that's there are rumors, obviously one or two rumors swirling around that an executive member who is a JFF executive member doubles up as an executive member of the Fatuba Foundation, or whatever it's called. Do you think there is chances of an involvement from the First Lady in terms of making so this protest doesn't go through?
Yeah, like Coach rightly mentioned, like someone in position leading would always have connections that are big, and if your connection is wide, you use it into your best interest. You use it to your advantage. I cannot sit here and say there is something like that because I don't have a preview of the inside. But it's a simple thing. There must be a channel of communication that has happened because they were invited to the IGP's office to discuss further. So they wanted to ask them some few things concerning why they want to stage this protest. So I know from that discussion they could have they had the bigger picture of what this group wanted to do. So it's a simple, no matter how we speculate, there must be a connection that lead to this protest not going through. Definitely, but it will be difficult to have the insights about that. But it cannot just be a coincidence that it has happened in that way directly. There must be a connection. That's the fact.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so coach, obviously just to obviously we need to move on to other things that we distinct. We just wanted to have a little discussion on this. So how does the Gambia navigate this? It's a small country. We've I know someone, you know someone who knows someone, so it's always going to be the case. Executive members, football in the football federation, been involved in clubs, involved in politics. So it's a tiny little knit that everyone seems to know each other, and it seems like it is really hard for people to sort of establish the truth or say the truth in situations like this. uh, how do we navigate this, because we have to find a way to be able to work together respectfully and not be able to to have any form of nepotism or any form of not being able to be truthful in our in the way we execute our duties.
Hmm. Well, I think it's still going to be difficult, to be honest with you. It is going to be very, very, very difficult. The reason why I said it is going to be difficult is if the people who are responsible, the elected people, I don't mean the staff, because what I've seen, what is happening is the staff who are coming to defend them, which I found very, very weird and bizarre, because this staff could have a job even without the elected members, because they are employees. The elected members are not employees, they are elected. They will
Mm.
have to leave. These are basically, in another way around, the civil servants of the federation. The president will go, but the civil servant stays. So why would they come and bring you to defend the elected members to the stakeholders? And let's get this straight. When they're talking about stakeholders, I always say shareholders. We have a shared interest in this whole situation, a common interest. The clubs are owned by the people, and these people are fans of the game. And without fans, football will never exist. To sit and tell people that you are not answerable to the fans of the Gambia or to the people of the Gambia, you answerable to the stakeholders, that's an insult. That tells you exactly people running football. Get me right here. Don't get me wrong. They might be football lovers, 100%. Don't mistake in that. That could be the actual fact. But are they the right people to run football? Do they know how to run football? You ask me that in front of them. Bring me a debate with them on national television. I will stimulate their minds with intellectual football conversation. Respectfully. Going there, you could go and have PhD if you want in football administration. But if you cannot execute it, what's the point having the degree? That's what we are having. I'm not saying they're even having PhD. They don't have it. I'm just giving you the highest degree. You achieve that, you cannot execute it. What's the point? Now, if the people on top there, they're not willing to talk to the Gambian public, they're not willing to go on a dialogue with the Gambian public, they're not willing to be honest and upfront to the Gambian public, they're still defending the undefensible, how can we have a dialogue? It will be very difficult to have a dialogue. Because for a dialogue to start, someone must admit that, listen, my hands up, I got it wrong. We got it wrong. We should have done this. We should have done that. But going forward, we will be inclusive. We will do this. We will do this. We will do that. But do we have good thinkers in that place? No, we don't. because we never had even a report. Forget about the AFCON. Every single qualifier rounds we play, we should be having a report. We should be having an evaluation. We never have those things, whether we succeed or we fail, because it's only by having a report of evaluation you can move forward, identify the shortcomings, and identify the way forward, the things that need doing to correct the shortcomings that happens in the past. But if we are not having all these reports, it's a problem. Dialogue is going to be a problem, because listen, the youths of today, they are not like me and you. They're very stubborn, but they are also very, very well informed, because these youths today, they do research. During our time, there was no internet. This whole social media was non-existent. Okay, today they can sit wherever they sit and they can do their research and they can get all the information they need. So if you want to come and say you're thinking that you are lying to these people, no, you're lying to yourself, because you can't mislead this younger generation. They are well informed, so they're gonna fight for their rights until they get their rights, whatever that means. But there'll be no good dialogue. I don't see any good ending to this whole situation. Whatever is going to come out of it, I don't know. But I know there's some people who are really, really hot-headed, and they are not prepared to let go. They are not prepared to let go. Until, I think, when they come out and start telling the truth, start holding their hands up like a man, and start telling people, listen, we are your servants. You elected us to be here. We have come short. We're asking for forgiveness. You know, let's forge ahead and find solution for the betterment of the Gambia. Then I think there'll be a dialogue. But until they feel they're too proud to do that, well, I think they should stay at home and manage their wives and their kids, because you are not there managing your wife and your kids or your brothers. You are there as a servant. People should not be serving you. You should be serving them, because you are elected to serve them. But until then, I think we have a problem.
Yeah, brilliant. You did mention shareholders, stakeholders, whichsoever one it is. Obviously, there is a video that's been making the rounds, and it has caused a lot of stir within the Gambia football fraternity. I'm just gonna play the video, and obviously, I would want both of you to just listen to it. And then just make a reaction. I would like to hear your reaction about these things. Credit to Kefat with the video.
Private club, a private entity answerable only to FIFA or CAF and not to the public. All right? It is only a selection of people calling themselves clubs or regional associations who elect them, and they are answerable to only them.
Yeah, because they own it.
Yeah, we know that. So
who will have a say in
the public perception is that these people are not accountable to anybody. It's only a few clubs, and as long as they are whining and dining together, they will approve, rubber stamp everything.
Yeah, they own it.
So how do you respond to such?
Because it's not their business. We own it. We decide how we run it. Who will come here and say to decide how Kefaru operates? It's nobody's business. Simple. Those who own they are not.
But then in some cases
They are not representing the public. They are representing themselves.
Yeah, but in some cases you will need the public.
The public who?
For example, the NCC that I've set up, we're looking for money.
No, they're talking about NCC. I'm talking about GFF here. We're talking about NCC. That's a different level.
Yeah.
We are talking about the Gambian Football Federation.
Yeah.
That is owned by the members.
Stakeholders.
The members.
Yeah, the members.
And these are members who sit down we are accountable to.
Okay.
These are the people who can kick us. It happened here many times.
Yes.
We have seen instances where executives have been impeached from office because members were not satisfied. And I can tell you, if that arises today, we will not even wait for an impeachment or for a protest in the street. If I receive a petition today from a reasonable number of the members, or I've seen a letter signed by a reasonable number of members that they go into the street, I will not wait for that. I'm too honorable for that.
Okay. Now let's talk about.
No, let me clarify this because it's very important. It's still it's a wrong perception.
That 14.
So which means that's the situation. And when you talk about 14, yes, these are interventions. Mr. Jame
clarify.
is the master in that area. Yeah. What we have, like for example, you go to Serekunda East.
Yeah.
We have the light project.
Yes.
Before the light project, there was a perimeter project.
Yes.
Perimeter fence before.
So one
We
area can have two or three.
yes.
Okay, it's obviously yeah. I would want you to just react on the overall. He seems to be a bit agitated with, we seems to be a bit agitated with criticism. But then, what's your overall take on that video?
It's funny. It's very funny, to be honest. Because first I need to ask: is Kirfa to taking budget from the central government to operate? That people have something to say about how they operate. It's a question.
Mm.
He was using Kirfat as a sample. If someone can tell Kirfat what to do, but Kirfat doesn't take budget from the government. If they're a private entity, why asking for Yoka Chere Dolinye? I don't want to say much because this is just, it's very, I don't know, unethical. They don't even know where they are speaking from. They are mixing everything. They are talking at the point whereby they are bringing themselves inside the soup like hot soup because jumbling, mixing everything, bringing us something that is already filled. Light projects. No, who is why they are not playing their leagues at night when they have light? The light is going on, and there's a point they said no, they are using the lights for Roslin. Is Gambian Football Federation taking Roslin that football? Wrestling, let them find something to do. The lights were there for football, not for wrestling and other purposes. So these people, for me, I don't have much to say because they are just funny. They don't know what to say. But I'm challenging yet again, like Coach mentioned. No matter how we fit it, no matter how we go up and down, if the stakeholders don't come to the table to say we don't want these people to sit here, there is nothing that we can do. Even if we are going to achieve something, it will take a long process. It's only the stakeholders that should help this country in terms of football. Because you have 2 million population of people, or even above, more than that, and yet still we have a small fraction of people that are deciding who to govern our football. And if these people are not ready to step in and make a change, we will still come here, CNG, and you will be hosting, and we will keep talking about them, like for the next 5 years, until these stakeholders and these same stakeholders are the same people that are still in this same position for how many years? Yet they're still there. So it's like a kabudu. How we call a kabudu? They are all together in there. Lalal malala. It's like asusu. You collect this month, next month another person collect. So it's just going round. So in as much as the people, the only way is to like. But a coach, you mentioned a very good strategy, and I think this is very important. The only way is to face the minister in a peaceful dialogue, put pressure on the club owners and the stakeholders, bring them and invite these people to come and answer. And if they cannot, they will tell them the ball is in your court, do the right thing now. That's the only thing. But to listen to this video or see these people talking, you can even see incompetency in their face, the way they communicate, the way they try to put their points across. You things that people are seeing, even blind people sitting in the road begging for money can see what is happening actually. So it's just sad. Like I said, we'll keep talking about them as we go on until the stakeholders wake up from their dreams and do the right thing. And you didn't. There's a place that you didn't show in the video. I nearly cried when they were saying how many players were sold outside. That's a credit for GFF. I'm like, come on. So the club owners now, you don't give them respect and the coaches that develop these young people, push them to be better. You are taking credit for a player, even posting in your social media that this player have signed for this and that. I don't know who is running that place. Everything is a mess, I swear. Sometimes I read and I just want to cry or change my nationality and be another country's. Like, it's sad, Modu, to be honest.
Vibeke is commenting, Miss asking lot of questions. Obviously, we will have you here one more time, and maybe you could share your opinion. Yeah, Coach, can you? What's your overall take? It's a lot to digest from that video alone, but it's short, but then a lot has been said. You mentioned shareholders, stakeholders. Yeah, we don't even know which is which, to be honest. What's your overall take on it?
Apart from saying Kaba have strengthened what I've said, if everyone is listening to what I said exactly, how they can be removed, Kaba have just strengthened that. Kaba have just strengthened that. He said, if the stakeholders have written a letter, that's what I said, vote of no confidence. So for people to think that they cannot be removed, they can be removed. But is the club, the zones, who are the people who hold the votes, but for them to come to the table, the minister have to play a role. The minister have to play a role. For the minister to play a role, the people who organize this GFF must go. The people behind the scene must take responsibility, whoever they are, come out, or if they cannot, let them delegate people who are well respected, well known within the Gambian football fraternity. You are not expected to bring a wrestler or an athlete who is something doing track and field or whatever, marathon, to go and represent people on GFF Moscow. No, bring someone. If you don't want to come out, if you are willing to spend a lot of money to print t-shirts and all that stuff, then I would like to believe you are financially stable. Try find your way to get someone who is recognized in the public as a football person and as a respected person. Let them have this meeting with the minister and come up with a strategy. And the strategy is write these points that I mentioned earlier and put it forward to him, put him under pressure, because the minister, GFF are not his friends. They are not. He is there to administer on a government level. He is the branch that is representing the government. So all that needs to happen now is for him to go through the National Sports Council, because the National Sports Council, every single sports body in the Gambia is answerable to the National Sports Council, and the National Sports Council is answerable to the minister. Minister should just cut those ties, have that professional relationship with them, and period, and then use the National Sports Council and say, I want an independent commission. Straight away, the minister have the powers, because Kaba have already strengthened everything that I was saying here. They can be removed without FIFA interfering. But the sad part of it, listening to what he says, and he's saying it with force, if like someone who is very angry, someone who is agitated, someone who is nervous, you know, don't even know, he's sweating where he's sitting. That tells me these people, like I said earlier, they might, with capital letters, might love football 100%, but they don't know how to run football. They are no true football administrators. They are not. They are not. Because if you're trying to tell us that it's a private entity, we own it. He is putting it, not we the fans, we the Gambian people. He is putting it as them, the GFF, own the Gambian football. They can do what they like. Listen to the interview and just break it down into pieces. It is their property, their personal property. That's how he made it. Interpret it properly. We own it. We can do what we like. We are not answerable to the people. We are answerable to the stakeholders. Tell me, where can football exist without the fans? No football can exist without the fans. But it's just like I said earlier, lack of having the knowledge to run football. This is what is going on in our federation. I've seen some other top name Gambians who have been in Gambian football for too long, and I was very disappointed in other platforms trying to defend the undefensible, asking the Gambian public, if we remove this federation, who are we going to elect and put there? You know how big an insult that is? These are people who I used to call friends. These are people that I used to hang with. I used to do things with in football. I mean, personally, they're my football family. But because they have personal interest in this FA, what is happening in the Gambia is very sad. It's very, very, very sad. And what Kaba says now on that Kirfatu thing, that should tell everyone that these people, they might love Gambian football, they might love football in general, but they ain't got no knowledge how to run football. And that's a sad thing. It's a very, very sad thing, because if you hear someone telling the Gambian people on a national television, a channel that is very popular in the Gambia, sitting there having an interview and beating his chest, saying that this is our property, it belongs to us. We are not answerable to those people. We only answerable to the stakeholders. That tells you the sad state of Gambian football. Not only Gambian football alone, but Gambia in general. And this is why when you ask that dialogue situation, I said it will be very difficult for us to have a dialogue, because the people who are running the football, they are not prepared to hold their hands up and say, we are sorry, we got it wrong. Then the dialogue can start. But they're still trying to take it as a personal property, something that belongs to them. It is very sad. It is very sad. I can't go more than that.
Baba, welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry about this. You know what I mean? I'm at work. Well, in a way. I'll be Banyadi. Hope everyone is fine.
Yeah, fine. Yeah. Do you want to comment on that the interview that Kaba did at Kilfatu regarding the stakeholders? Yeah, go on.
I mean that would be like what Evie said now. Kaba is insulting us every day. If Kaba is sitting and saying, all right, we're not answerable to, but answer, are you cool boy? Manu like boy.
Wow.
You know. Yeah. If Kaba is saying that I'm not answerable to all these other people that are talking blah blah blah, I mean that shows you he doesn't know how football works or how everything works, because the people that are talking, us the taxpayers, we are the one running the national team. You understand? And we are the one running the Gambian football. I personally myself or EB or any other Gambian, me going to Gambia every time, those players playing in Gambian league, I put my money into those kids. I'll buy, I mean, even Biko, every time I got Biko, I'll put more than 6-7 balls in my suitcase for Steve Biko. I should have put my kids' clothes and shoes and whatsoever. But I'll send those ones through JP and then take balls, footballs, boots, everything for those Gambian kids there that are playing football. So if you're telling us, oh, this, we are concerned because we're putting our money into football. So if you're sitting and telling us that, I mean, and then what EB said is important as well. I mean, why are these journalists not doing their homeworks or groundworks? Because why you're allowing Kaba to say all those things? You're not answering Kaba good questions. You're not even telling him what is going on in Gambian football and how it is run. So those journalists as well, sometimes I blame them because the right questions are not given to Kaba. So he will sit and say whatever he wants to say. Because we are the one paying for that national team. We are the one putting our money for that national team. We are the one, supporting that national team. If you go on the GFF leagues or GFF, they have leagues, games. Do you have GFF members going to watch that league? Kaba is not even watching that league. Okay, so you have people that are going to that league. If they're playing Basori, people are taking their cars and putting fuel to go all the way to Basori. Who are those people? Are they stakeholders? They're not fucking stakeholders. Sorry for my language. They are not stakeholders. They're ordinary Gambians that are putting their money to go and watch that league that Kaba is complaining saying he doesn't care about us. Because if you're saying to us you don't care about us, you care about the stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? The stakeholders are the GFF. The GFF are the stakeholders. It's simple as that. I mean, like I said, these journalists, they're not doing their homeworks. Because if you're doing your homeworks, whenever Kaba said the stakeholders, you should say to Kaba, who are the stakeholders? Let him count the teams that are the stakeholders. Then 90% of the teams in fourth division, it's Real de Banjul, it's only Walidan. I can tell you for free, it's only Walidan that are not part of this federation, that are against them. Real de Banjul, obviously, Bakari, the second vice president is Real de Banjul. BK Milan is the team manager of the national team, and he's GFF. He's the owner. Him and the president himself, Kaba, they are the owner. Steve Biko, Kemo is Steve Biko. Kemo is the general. So the stakeholders, it's simple as that. The stakeholders are GFF. GFF are the stakeholders. So that's why they have so much power. Anytime you ask them questions, they'll be like, yeah, we don't care. We just care about the stakeholders that are voting. If you go on the regions, go and check the regions. Each regions, you have the heads of the regions. One of them named his son after Kababayo. The other one named his son Bakari Jamme. So if you're telling us, oh, I don't care about the general public, they're not voting, it's only the stakeholders. The stakeholders are you. You are the stakeholders, and the stakeholders are you. So I don't know why the journalists, they're not putting those questions to them. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that is why all the time, Kaba will be saying, "Oh, we don't care about the rest because they're not voting," and he doesn't know, Neko. We, the rest, or we, the citizen of the Gambia, yeah, we are the one that is looking after that national team. We are the one that is looking after our football. We're the one doing everything for our football. So we have rights to say whatever we feel like. So if you're sitting and then that's arrogant, that's bad. If you're sitting and then I don't care about the others because they are not the stakeholders. Yes, we are not the stakeholders, but what we are doing is equal, is the same as the stakeholders what they are doing. Because the stakeholders, what they do is to look after the team. They're not even looking after their teams. The stakeholders, they are not looking after their teams. Because any of those teams, like I said, yeah, whenever I'm going to Gambia, I will take almost 223 kilos. 123 kilos would be only football stuff. Football boots, football sim parts, footballs, balls, sibopam, jerseys, kits. For those first division team that he is claiming, and we are not stakeholders. I'm looking after all those kids. Kemo is in GFF. He's a witness. Every year, Gambia, if I go to Gambia, I will take Biko. I will give them 6 to 7 balls. So am I not a stakeholder? Am I not part of development of Gambian football? We are all. And it's the same with EB. EB, maybe if you open his WhatsApp now, you will find maybe 7 to 8 players asking him about football boot or ball or EB. If I open my WhatsApp now, it's more than 6, 7 players asking me about football boots when I'm going to Gambia. And this is every year, constantly, every freaking year that I'm going, I have to go with about 10 to 11 pair of shoes with kits and everything. So if you're coming and telling us, oh, I don't care about the people that are not the stakeholders. We invest more than even the stakeholders because the stakeholders are not even paying these kids. There are kids that are in 4 second division team. They will call me from Biko. They will call me, boy. I'll send them money. So those stakeholders that are responsible for those players or those kids playing in 4th division, what are they doing for them? What are they doing for them? And those stakeholders as well, like I said, the stakeholders is GFF. GFF is the stakeholders. Because if not, to be honest with you, if I was a stakeholder, I think I would withdraw from the Gambian League. Because I wouldn't let my kid to go and sacrifice these kids to play on a ground ball. There are grounds they are so hard like concrete. I wouldn't risk it. But because they're not gonna complain, the grounds that they all play in the league's games, there is no proper ground. It's only Basori that is a maybe okay ground, not real okay. In fact, only Basori, all of his other ground will be. But the rest of the grounds, they're bad grounds. But these stakeholders, they're still playing because they cannot complain. Because, like I said, I mean, stakeholders are GFF are stakeholders. Because Real wouldn't complain, BKMLA wouldn't complain. You know, all these remaining clubs, they wouldn't complain because they are GFF. So, Kaba things we don't know. Like I said, the journalists that are asking questions should know better. That all the GFF members, they're part of a team. And I heard that he's saying, yeah, how can that be possible? You're not part of football and you want to run football. Who told you you cannot do that? You cannot be associated with a football club. That doesn't mean you cannot run football or you don't know anything about football. People are like Ibi said, it's a big insult when people are saying, oh, so GFF before Funun. You know how many millions of like you wanna run for Funun? How many thousands of people that we got? So you wanna tell me after GFF is gone, there is no how many oh yeah, if you say Barrow to go, who's gonna come after Barrow? We have millions of people who can be in that position and then run our things according to how we want it. But you are sitting and telling us that, yeah, if you take Barrow GFF out, who is gonna come? So you're telling me we are all dumb like that federation. We have millions of people that are smart, that are intelligent, that knows football, that can run that football. When Kebe was out, they took Kebe out. We immediately have replacement. We have replacement. So let them go out and see if we don't have, if we're not gonna have replacement. We got more than thousands of people waiting to take that football to another level. Not like them, but like I said, it's not the constitution to be changed. You cannot be part of a football club to be in that Gambian national in that Gambia football association, because this is what's gonna happen. Because it's gonna be the same people. If at all it wasn't like that, the clubs and the federation are not the same. By now, the Gambia Football Federation should have been gone, because you will vote them to go out. But it's not going to be possible, because you know what? The clubs are the clubs are GFF have the club. Sandong is Hawks. Sandong is Hawks. How to call it? Mojijine is Hawks. And Sandong and Mojijine, they're all in the national team, the GFF. All of these GFF members, they're all in a team. So obviously, the teams cannot complain. They can't say anything. The teams are playing with bad footballs. They're playing on a bad football grounds. They cannot even play night games. They can't even play night games. But who is going to complain? Why are you going to complain? Because you yourself, the team, you are GFF, and GFF is the team. So it's simple. So Kaba, let him stop talking. Let him stop saying to people that, okay, I don't care about the other people. We, the other people, what we are spending or what we are putting into Gambian football is more than what he is putting into Gambian football. Kaba is not putting anything into Gambian football, because he's in GFF. They're only eating money. Simple as ABC, boy. Thank you, Mo.
Thank you. So on this, we stay on the same topic a little bit, and then we can just sort of move on. Esa, obviously there is an apology being made by the GFF in terms of the performances that during the past AFCON and the AFCON before, and obviously they've also sort of made a task committee, according to reports, to look into the administrative, medical, and other technical aspect reports. Obviously, however, the same report states that it may have come from the sports minister, from the government sports ministry through to the NCC. Coach did mention a commission of inquiry. I don't know whether they were watching and then maybe might have picked it up from there, but that was something that we mentioned. Is that the right thing to do? Is it the right? Are we on the right track, or would just papering the cracks?
More, if rumors are to go through, and if rumors are right that this is what they want to do, kudos to them, and not only kudos to them, but let it be an independent body, like Coach said. That's all. I don't need to waste time to talk about much. Let's have independent people to come in, sit down, and call these people like we had the TRC and the Commission of Local and Local Government Inquiry that is going also on. Simple as that. Let them come and face the panel. If stories that have been, like rumors that are happening, if it's something true, we can't wait to have that. But with the right people that should be there. Because if you don't have the right people there, like Baba said, GFF are the stakeholders are GFF. If you have the same people that are doing this commission of inquiry, why would we wait for that commission of inquiry's outcome? Because it's just going to come straight, sharp, clean, and fresh. And at the end, everyone will say that apology should have even come long before the time they go to the TV to do that interview aggressively. That could have been a better position to speak to the Gambian people in general and talk to them that, yes, we have some shortcoming in this area, and we are back in this country, and we are serving you people as Gambians. Let's put all our heads together and move forward. We all know that we fail in the projects, like the light project, the parks, but we are human beings and we want to make it better. If you have any idea, reach out to our office and we'll be able to listen and see how to move Gambian football forward. With that simple, Gambian people, we have that heart to forgive and move on. But if you want to be stubborn, they will show you that they are more stubborn. Coach mentioned here about reports. We have been crying about that. The time we went to Senegal to play our qualifiers game, how many people left Gambia to buy the ticket to go to Senegal to watch? Did we know how much we made from that trip to Senegal? The money that gathered, how much did we pay Senegal to use their field? If it's free, but how much did the tickets that were sold? Were the tickets sold in Senegal there or Gambia? What was the percentage? Nothing. And it's normal, like in Gambia, it's normal. Zero. Everything move on. We forgot about that. We are moving forward. So this commission of inquiry, I hope we will have the right people there, independent people that are there for the interest of Gambia, but no one's pocket or personal interest. And at the end, we might see good outcome from it, and we will see the people that are responsible for various things that fail, and we will try to see what the minister can do with those people. But I hope for the best.
Yeah, Coach, Commission of Inquiries, is it the right thing? Obviously, as I did mention, examples like the TRRC and the not sure whether it was a productive exercise after all all those years of doing that investigation or whatever they were doing, and it seems nothing has come out of it. But then, we've had inquiries before. How effective are they? Like, like we go back to what the question that I asked in terms of, being so close to each other as a nation. Like we know each other. Imagine you doing a commission of inquiry and then I've been found out, for instance. You might be very strong to do what you have to do. If not, then you might not do your job, and that's the issues with this commission of inquiries. But do you think is the right way to go about things now?
Yeah, before answering your question, I would commend ESA for hitting the nail on the head concerning the apology and going out there and being hypocrite. That's how I would put it, to be more blunt. Yeah, more, there is a difficult topic and a difficult conversation that is there to be had, but I don't think the Gambians are ready for it. They are not ready, because the reason being why these commissions have never worked, and these are not the first commissions that have ever been staged in the Gambia. In my entire lifetime, I've witnessed, and I am lucky to witness how many republics, since Sir Dawda Jawara coming all the way down in the 80s, coming 90s, 2000s, up till now, where we are. Commissions have been here in the Gambia for decades now. But the problem we have, these are two things: religion and culture. And Gambians are not ready to have this honest conversation, because the closeness that you are saying, the Gambia is a small country where everyone knows everyone. But this religion and culture, when it comes to telling the truth and reality, we must differentiate these things and remove it completely from this whole situation. If we refuse to remove it, we say, no, we have to leave it there, then friendship, family shouldn't be applying into this situation anymore. Because if you put your hand on a Quran, if you are a Muslim, if you put your hand on a Bible, if you are a Christian, if you put your hand on a whatever Torah, if you are a Jews, if we have any in the Gambia, then you are there saying that you are swearing in the name of the good Lord. Now, why would you not want to penalize, even if it means your own flesh and blood have done wrong? Why wouldn't you want to penalize them? Because you said you are a good Muslim. You said you are a good Christian. You said you are a good Jew. And your loyalty is to the good Lord, not to any human being. So, see, these are difficult things that the Gambian people we are not ready to have this conversation, this honest conversation. And until then, this is always going to drag us back. We can set up as many commissions that we want. I know it's in the right path, right direction, but executing it is always going to be a problem. Because you need Muslim line, Muslim multi. These are the kind of things. These are the things you hear all the time. So the truth will never, you will see the truth naked out there. It's not in the hidden place. Everyone is seeing it blatantly, but they won't execute it. And I always say this in my little gatherings, in any platform I've ever been before, and all that stuff. Gambians are afraid of truth tellers. And if you are a Gambian, you are a truth teller, be prepared to stand on your own, because even your family can disown you for being a truth teller. This is a fact about us Gambians. This is a fact. If you are a truth teller, they said you are a difficult person. This is a fact. This culture of masla, it is have been destroying the Gambia for ages, and it continued destroying the Gambia up till today where we are. If, for example, somebody blatantly stand there, a public funds deliberately, you are poor, I am poor, somebody else is poor, and then everyone entrusts you to the position of power to govern and manage what is being given equally to everyone, and you stood there thinking that you are more in need of the rest. How is that possible? And then when it comes to time to justify it, you cannot justify it. Instead, you've been aggressive, you've been rude, you've been arrogant. And then the truth came out. The same Gambian people who were upset, all emotional, all that, they'll come and become so forgiving. So forgiving. That's the Gambia. That's the Gambia. It's difficult. Let me give you one example that happened. A friend of mine who is in the Serekunda East Committee, you know, I spoke to him, this is few months ago. And he said to me, the contractor they contracted to walk in the field of the Serekunda East was bringing gravel, putting it on a football pitch, gravel. He destroyed the whole pitch. And he disappeared with all the money. And he's never been taken to court. And he's never been arrested. And there was a contract. And eventually, they have to go and approach the gentleman who is looking after, who is the grounds manager at the Independence Stadium, to go and rectify the mistake of a contractor that you give hundreds, if not millions of dollars to make that ground in Serekunda East. And this gentleman, who is the stadium groundsman, Senja, went and fixed this field. So I sit there, I'm thinking, he is the only qualified trained groundsman in the Gambia at the moment, because the person who trained him, Ibunjai Grass, that's why they call him Ibunjai Grass. He is the one who was trained by the Chinese when they built that stadium. He was the one sitting there looking after that stadium, that field, and he trained this boy for 17 good years. And this boy is so good today. Thanks to him, why we have a playing pitch after the pitch was rehabilitated at the Independence Stadium, because he's the one there looking after the pitch. And again, this hybrid pitch, he's the only one trained also to look after it. So don't you think if you are there to rehabilitate any football pitch in the Gambia, he should be the number one. He should be the number one. Someone who have been trained to do this job for 17 years. If his boss was still active, you would say his boss, former boss, will be number one. But that man is no longer active. He is the one active, and he's the one entrusted to manage that ground at the stadium for over how many years up till today. Why would you give someone a contractor to go and rehabilitate a playing pitch without him? But no, they won't give him the chance. They won't give him the chance. They prefer giving it to their mates, and they would have the kickbacks coming to them. That's how it goes in the Gambia. We all know that. Don't forget, we were colonized by Britain, and the most corrupt country in the entire planet is the United Kingdom. I said it on a platform here. So what do you expect the Gambia to be? What? Different from the United Kingdom? No. We use their laws. We use their court system. Even our constitution, still now, 90% of our constitution come from the United Kingdom. They teach us how to do bribery. They teach us how to do kickbacks. So nothing is ever going to work in the Gambia until people start putting these two things aside and say, you know what, we are not in the mosque, we are not in the church. We are here on a place of truth. Let's tell the truth. Whoever so find being wanting should be dealt with according to the law. Even Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he was alive, that's why there was a Sharia law. And this Sharia law was not for the Christians. It wasn't for the non-believers. It was for the believers. So you cannot say you are a truthful Gambian and then you are okay to destroy and mismanage the general public funds, and you got the guts to stand there thinking that nobody can challenge you. My brother, we are on a difficult journey, a journey that I don't even know where it is going to end and how it is going to end. But all I can say is, from personal experience, being an insider back in the day, it's not going to end well. It is not. Either they will end up backstabbing each other, or they will end up leaking information to the public, and the public will be having more hard facts to attack them. This is what is going to happen. Because when I was there, when the going get tough, this was what happened. Backstabbing started, and then people within the FA started leaking vital information outside to the public, to the media, and this end up bringing the FA down. And this is what is going to end up happening to them. But I don't want this FA. That FA don't have money. The previous FAs don't have money. This football federation, the inheritance of money that they are lucky to have, no FA in the Gambia have ever been blessed to have that kind of money. And when you talk, they think you're pressing your eyes on what they are lucky to have. You are lucky to have it, but it's public fund. I said it. I'm not afraid of controversy. I am not, because I've been that. I've been on the right side of history all my life. All my life. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm perfect. But I know exactly what goes in that place, because it's the same people I've been working with for the past 20 years. They're the same people who are there, and I know what is going on there. I know that. I'm saying it. They're listening to it. They're watching it. If they're brave enough, let them ring my number. They have my number. But they won't do that. They won't do that. They will be talking to people who are absolutely, I have so much respect for those people to be talking to me to stop going after them. But I'll be telling them the truth all the time. This is why they sometimes see me as a difficult person to deal with. Yes, I will be difficult as long as you are not doing the right thing. I will be difficult because I stood by my principle, and I'm not going to compromise my principle. And that's the truth all the time.
Baba. Hello, Baba.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Is it the right way? Are we on the right track now? With the Commission of Inquiry. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean that's good thing. That's a good step that we take, because without that, at least we wouldn't even know. I mean, now things are getting better every day, because there are things that people were not aware of. Now we know everything about everything. Now you cannot fool us anymore. So you can't say anything that we don't know. So everything is there. It's black and white. We can just go on a Google or just go on FIFA's website and all this. And before, we don't have all those things. So it's easy before to just come and say this, that, and then we accept. And which is Kaba is, if you watch Kaba's interview, that's what he's trying to do, because he's saying stuff that people would think, Nene, all right, yes, this is that. People that doesn't know much about football. Kaba always talk to those people, and he knows majority of Gambians. Some of them, they just want to see the team or this or that, but they don't know the things that are going on there. So with this commission, I think it's very important for us to have it. Let them know, and then it will help us as well, for us, like people like me that are talking for quite a long time, almost about 6-7 years. We've been talking, we've been saying stuff. So if things are coming now out, it's very good for us. It's very, very important, because people will know, okay, because these millions of millions, I've been talking about it. We have been talking about it ages ago. But now, at least, the general public, they're seeing it. They know how much money is there. And what EB is saying, these people, they're very lucky. Before, the former FFs, they only got like 1 million. That's FIFA suspension money that is coming every year. They will only have $1 million. But now you're talking of, within 4 years, you're talking of 700 million Gambian dollars and you are here comparing yourself to the past FAs and everything. You know, that's madness anyway. But yeah, like I said, it's very important to do this commission. It's very, very important. You know, definitely.
Yeah, okay, brilliant. I'm not gonna be keeping you guys longer today. There was a topic that we needed to discuss, but then I think I'll jump onto that and then just go straight onto the one of our main topics, and that is who should be the next Gambian coach. It's a big topic now. Obviously, there are international games coming up very soon. The World Cup qualifiers, obviously. Tom has gone. Tom is history now in Gambia. We actually now need someone to be to take over the reins, and obviously the only Gambian, maybe with a pro license, is sad with us here, and I'm not sure whether he's interested in the job. But yeah, Esa, where do we start? Like, do we go local, or do we have to get a foreign coach again?
For me, we need to first sort out our house in order before we think about what is next. There is no rush in this, because if we rush, we might run away from the fire but jump into the fire again. Because I think we need to know the way forward of the national team. We need to sort out certain players' issues first. We need to also know the way we want to play as a nation, as a national team, the patterns, and what are the right steps, the people around the setup as well. All is important. So for me, I wouldn't want to jump into, say, local coach or international coach, but let's sort out the setup and have an interim person to step in and see us through the qualifiers. In that process, the technical director, who is nowhere to be seen, but in the background maybe, and see how best in that process, during that journey, we'll be able to know what we want to do next. But I think deciding now where we should head to, whether local or international, is too early for me. Yes, I know we are in qualifiers. We need to act fast, but acting fast might also be a big problem for us, because you might sign someone in 2 years and we don't know. We are not preview in the contract how the contract goes, whether the details inside the contract, what is the break clause, what is involved in everything. So for me, at the moment, we can go with interim, and in that process, we can have our coaches here, that is like Bojang, T-Boy is here. They can support each other because they are Gambians and they've been here, they know how it is, and see how best they can put up a team and continue these qualifiers. You have Idrissa Sonko who is also out there. We can try to continue the qualifiers. Then, as we go on, we are trying to put a blueprint of where we want to head to. But definitely, I would love a local coach in the bigger picture now, if we have to decide. Because
Now you're coming. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah, I know, like, I understand where you're coming from with, there is a lot to be done, to be honest. And if we are to list the things that needs to be done, I think we wouldn't be finishing here anytime soon. But then, and I understand why you come up with that background statement. But I'm just looking at it at a grand scheme of things. Like, because there is the discussion in town now, apart from the GFF thing, is still people want to know. People are you're anticipating. They want to know who their next coach is. People are discussing whether is it are we having to look at local, or do we have to look at foreign coaches?
I'm going in for local coach, and we put all support in that coach and push the coach in the direction we want to see the team play. And I know these coaches, if they're given chance, inshallah, with the right support, they should be able to do a decent job for us. But they need right support. They need right people around them. We need to use the coaches that we have, the local coach, the best in our own environment and see how best we can have them as a team to work in the interest of the national team. And I think with that process, with everything involved, I think they will be able to strive.
Yeah. Um, Coach, um,
We can even go for
uh,
coach. We can coach. Coach Ibi should come back and join the setup.
well, you know, from the Gambians I know, obviously, he's the only one I know who's got his pro license. And to be a national team manager, I think that must be a part of the criteria. I'm not sure whether is it a job that you would want to consider, and what's your take in terms of going local or going getting another foreign coach?
No, but let's make this clear. Personally, I don't want the job. I am not looking for it. I've done my time, and my time have gone past. I'm gonna let because all these people now. I'm not saying I've coached them personally, but I've worked with them in football personally. I've worked with Lai. I've worked with T-Boy. I've worked with Demba Sanyang. I've worked with Idrissa Sonko. Not at club level, but at zonal level and stuff like that. So I would not go back to that level anymore. I would rather encourage them and be behind them and support them, because when T-Boy and Demba were young players back in the day, when Biko have to give them to us on loan to Ladjor, this was in 1992, 93. They were young boys in the Biko youth team back in those days, you know. So I've been in coaching way too long. Way too long. But I started at a very young age as well. That's the whole issue. It's not about I'm too old, but I started coaching at a very young age, and I got my complete badges in with the English FA in 2011. And since then, I've been doing my coaching. I've done my coaching with Watford, Grimsby, Peterborough, scout for West Ham, and stuff. But I don't need any kind of a job with. I don't mind being on a position of advisory role without any pay. I don't need any salary from them. I am very lucky in terms of being blessed and with a lot of wisdom. So I am very grateful to the good Lord on that. So I don't need the position. I don't need the money. I don't need nothing. But like I said, they wrote to me. You have seen the letter personally, for me to be helping them with scouting with Gambian players in the diaspora who are born in the Western Wall or who are playing in the Western Wall. And I'm happy. And I was happy also when I was helping them with all those things. But until when I found out that they are not as ambitious as I am ambitious for the Gambia. And I said, no, I cannot do part-time. I don't do 50-50. Anybody who know who I am when I was coaching in the Gambia knows exactly I go 100%. 100%. I don't go with 1 foot in and 1 foot out. I don't do things like that. So for starters, right now, we have international games to come, which is the World Cup qualifier. Technically, we still stand a chance, but that means we have to win every single remaining game that is left with goals for us to stand a chance of being among the 3 best losers. Okay, so, and which I think is not impossible, but it is very impossible, because there was a chaos in that squad when they went to Abidjan. And to heal the problem there, I don't think it's going to be easy. If you ask me my honest opinion, I know it's not going to be a popular thing, but we have nothing to play for at the moment. Nothing to play for. Why do we want to waste more money? We should think of, at the moment, building a new national team with some of the players from this just ended Africa Cup of Nations for the Gambia, and the fresh blood that are coming in. And then look forward. It depends, because CAF have come up with this mandatory rule where you have to have at least a CAF A license or equivalent of a UEFA A or UEFA Pro license. Okay, we have a couple of Gambians who have got UEFA A license and stuff like that. But from my understanding, people like me, people like Idrissa Sonko, people like T-Boy, maybe if we are not in good, well, like I said, I rule myself. I'm just giving an example. I've already ruled myself out completely. If we are not in good terms with this FA, if we are sitting here criticizing this FA, do you think they're going to give us a job? They ain't going to give us a job. They're not going to give us a job based on our qualification. They're giving us a job based on our loyalty to them. And I always say my loyalty is to the good Lord. I can commit myself to the cause, but my loyalty is to the good Lord. I can't be loyal to any human being. No chance. I can be committed and I can give you my word and you can have my word. My word is my bond. I don't need to put a pen on a paper for that. When I give you my word, I will go to the end. But these people are looking for a demigod type situation whereby people should be loyal to them. I'm doing a job as a professional. That have nothing to do with you. I'm an employee. You can sack me anytime. You are elected. You can be removed from office anytime. So our jobs are different. We just have to be professional. Our friendship have to be professional. Our relationship have to be professional. Then we can get on with the job. But at the minute, for us to rebuild a team, personally, that would have been my idea. Because we have nothing to play for. We have nothing to play for. Then by doing that, we would save money and start our infrastructure. Start sending our coaches, local coaches, somebody like Lai. I've been saying this and I'll carry on saying it, advocating it. After coming from that under 20, Lai should have been created something for him to go and get his badges and experience somewhere else outside the country. But to stay in the Gambia and do his badges and got his B license, Lai is a very intelligent guy. He's very talented when he was playing. And now coaching again, he's becoming an asset for the Gambia. The Gambia should have invested in him and they should do that. T-Boy is a talent, but thank God, he is doing it on his own. Thank God Idrissa Sonko did not wait for them. He did it on his own. Thank God Matar Mboch did not wait for them. He did it on his own. Thank God I did not wait for them. I did it on my own, because I always say to all this lot, after Sangdong, I could safely say and put my hands up, I'm the first Gambian who got the highest badges in coaching. The first one. And that's the truth. There is no Gambian who will show me that he got his badges apart from Sangdong before 2011. Okay? But that's not about boasting. That's not about boasting. But why I'm saying it is, I was counting on them when I was there for them to pay for me to come and educate myself. And they refused to do it. I did it myself. Every single penny, I did it myself. So, and I see Lai in a situation that I really felt it for him, that they need to give him the opportunity. The boy is a talent. Lai is a brain. But without that qualification, now, you know where we head into? Sangdong will be the interim coach again. Mark my word. Because he is the only one there who is in line with them, who is having that license that they need to manage the national team. I know Idrissa Sonko from yesterday. I am not as close to him as Baba is close to him. But one thing I am sure of Idrissa Sonko, he is not going to lick anybody's boat. He's not going to do that. So for that to be the case, I highly doubt it. The only way they're going to give Idrissa an out of the law, he is the one who is working with a professional club as an assistant manager. He is the first Gambian coach to coach in European football. We have to admit that. Professional level in Greece before he went back to Dubai. So we have to give him the due. T-Boy is also coaching. Matar Mboch also come now into European football. He's doing well for himself. T-Boy is doing well for himself. But who are they going to take? That I can't pronounce his name. I don't want to be disrespectful towards him. And I have nothing against him. But my problem here is, where have he worked? What criteria are they looking for? Are they looking for qualification only? If that is the only criteria they are looking for, the entire planet have got qualification to come and coach the Gambia. But how about the track record? How about managing similar position as a requirement? But do they have those things in the criteria? I don't think so. Because if you're telling me, because this guy have managed Real and he won the league. But let's look at his CV. Are we going back to do Tom 2.0?
No, we'll get to that actually. I wanted to actually for us to look at each of them, their profiles, and see where we are. But Baba, what do you think we should actually do in terms of getting a coach? Should we go local or should we just go back for another foreign coach?
I mean, for me personally, to put these people, I trust them and give them the team. Like Ibi was saying, they have the qualifications, they have the talent, they have the experience. They've been, I mean, look at T-Boy all the way, his professional career. Look at how to call it, Idrissa Sonko, all the way his career. It came all the way to Warsaw United, a big team in the Premiership here. I mean, only let's put the papers aside. Only playing in the Premiership here, or playing for Warsaw United and Tranmere is in Liverpool here, Tranmere Rovers. Only playing for those two is a big experience. Only. So, but for me, if these two people cannot handle this national team and they're trying to give it to this guy from Real de Banjul, I mean, it's a joke. If this guy is so good, do you think Estonia will leave him to come to Gambia? If he's so good, do you think so many countries wouldn't take him ages ago? But Abdullah Bey tried. He tried everywhere. He knows Real or Gambia is just one of them. It's just one of them. Gambia, me, I can come and say, oh, I do this, I do that. One time they will give me a team. That's Gambia for you. You understand? But he cannot do that anywhere in the whole Europe. That's why he chose to go to Africa and do it there.
Yeah, Baba. No, my question actually is: do we get a foreign coach or do we get a local coach? Because I would come to his profile.
Yeah, all right, okay. I mean, like I said, for me, I'll go for our own people. But the other thing is more. The other thing is more. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. So obviously, the next choice, it's not gonna be our own people, because I know for a fact it's not gonna be like Ibi is saying. It is not gonna come, and then Sandong, the technical director, is trying to tell him that Marong mom danko fa bay Marong yaga na mo hamga Marong ni hamga na. Idi wants to come with a good professional goalkeeper coach, with a good backroom staff. So Idi wouldn't come alkafa ingen ko wax ne jelal kile jelal ki or kinga ligel ki mo no. So for that being the case, it's the same with T-Boy as well. T-Boy might maslahasa and try, but with T-Boy's level, let me tell you one thing. Since day one, T-Boy has been doing his licensing by himself. Kabake Baba, he came out on a public TV saying, I'm investing in Abdul Jammeh's pro licensing and blah blah blah, which is a lie. Kaba have never spent even £2 in T-Boy's licensing. So you think T-Boy will come and you are telling him to how to call it, to have a salary of $100,000 or $80,000? Are you having a laugh? Do you know why Matar Mboch left? Because there's Matar with all what he's done for Gambia, winning the under 20, and then you offer him Matar Mboch $50,000. 50,000. So Matar feel like, I'm a family man. I have family. Let me go and collect $200,000 or $300,000 somewhere else.
Less than £1,000.
Yeah, that's how Matar left. So you wouldn't have Abdu. Abdu is doing his pro. Our presentation is going to be on the 6th. He's going to finish his he's almost done with it. His pro license. So you're going to have a pro license holder and you're telling him to come and collect 80,000, 100,000. Are you having a laugh? So me accepting our own people, yes, it's fine, but it's not going to happen in a way. Coming, what I'm putting you, like all the rules or all what they want, it's not going to happen. Because, like I said, if it's not Abdul, when it comes to Idi wouldn't allow, and Idi wants to have a special thing, how he wants things to be done accordingly, how football has to be run. Mafia understand? Idi wouldn't have a vice president, team manager on his bench. He will have quality people. He wants to have quality people in his bench. So these people, they will bring people that they will dictate, they will control, they will tell them, oh, call this player, call this. You think it with all these qualifications and stuff with T-Boy, you think those people will sit and call a player without a team for 2 years? They wouldn't do that. But why Tom is doing it? Because Tom has been dictating. The team manager will tell him to do all those things because they're all having benefits on it. So me saying yes, yeah, that's me saying yes. But now not gonna happen. Like I said, it wouldn't work under these people. Tibo wouldn't work under these people. Mata tried and it couldn't work. He left because what Mata said. Okay, these are the main things. Mata was under 20. I met him in GFF house. Kemo's office in GFF. The wife just came out and said to Mata, "Oh, you know this guy?" Mata said, "No." He said, "This guy is the one against in GFF on media, social media, everywhere." I say, "Yeah, inside Kemo's office." Ask Mata Mboch and Mata Mboch's wife. Let people know and they are against these people all the way inside that Federation house. It's not I'm a media papa where no. Because no one owns that. That building is been built by FIFA's money. So can mom with that building? I against them all the way inside that building. So Matambo's wife came and then like Mata was like and then yeah, the wife was like, he's the guy who against you, blah blah blah, and all this. And Mata was like, because Mata is an English guy. Mata the Gambian, like yes, but he brought up in Europe. So he got that, you know, the mentality. He's like, Mata told the wife straight. Yes, that's his right. That's his opinion. He can say what he wants. He can, you know, that's his right. It doesn't mean we are enemies and stuff. For me personally, I think the ex-players, you guys need to come back home and then we work. I said, no, Mata, listen. We cannot come home and work with people that works how Gambian people or Gambian mentality works. Like Ibi was saying, you do things and people will be like, kisa jarbaat la balal ko so ita sambala police. Fekk sa jarbaat bi jël na sa laan bi jaay na ko. Mu lekk xaalis bi yëpp. Na buga dem court, na buga dem police, the Gambian mentality will come. Sa jarbaat la balal ko rek ni na and then that case is done. Whilst you've been here suffering for years to have that money. So this is the mentality. So I've said to Mata, listen, these kind of mentalities, the Gambian mentality and all these things, we've been into Europe. I'm not bragging, but we've been in Europe for so many years. So we adopt how things. If you're telling me to come and work with these people, or all of us to come back and work, it's not going to happen because their mentality and our mentality is different. Mata said, Baba, I'm going through that. Mata said, I'm going through that. You know why? I said, yeah. I said, because he said, I'll bring my programs, my training programs. I'll bring them all, my list, what I want and everything. They will start taking, oh, Mata, no, we cannot give you this energy drink. We cannot give the banana. They will scratch it. We cannot give you this. We cannot give you that. We cannot offer you this 2 weeks training on there. So your program is starting to have handicaps. Man, I understand. So it doesn't work like here. If it gave the team his preseason program, everything it will be provided. Hotels, test games, you know, all this will be there in line, and they will be there, even bananas and everything for halftime and after the game. This is what we want to eat. Everything is there, nutrition, everything. But when it comes to Ghana, so Mata has said to me, you are right. It's frustrating sometimes. Even me, it happens to me. Matar and Lai was there. Thank you very much. Lai said to me, Baba Bilai, sometimes even me, I'll go to the stadium. I want to have 1.5 hour training program. And then the stadium management will be like, no, we cannot give you 1.5 hours. We'll give you 60 minutes or 50 minutes of training. And then that's it. So all what you want to achieve as a coach, you're not having that. But under or you know, behind the scene, people wouldn't know all this. So once you failed, they will say, oh, you're being finger and yom T-boy, hola. They're not giving them all what they want. So these people, they've just started, they just got their license. So they wouldn't go cheap or go easy. Because of, you know, once they failed, they will be having this Tom CV, sack. Who wants to have your first CV at the top? Yakaje sack. You don't want that. So like I said, if we give them the team, we're gonna fail them because we're not gonna do exactly or everything that they want or how they want a national team. Oh boy, you got a national team. You think I will have a players and then there is no correct boss coming to pick my players from the airport? I want a comfortable boss. I want a boss that will be fine. EB and them, they travel in a bus from Gambia to Mali. Who does that? Who does that? Players will sing obey it. So these coaches wouldn't allow all those things. Wouldn't even allow my team to travel to Gambia to Belgium, and you want to take me around the world, to take me to Swiss, take me to Morocco, take me to Turkey. They wouldn't allow that because all this I impact Lesotho in a club, in a team. So these different coaches that we have, they wouldn't be easy. They wouldn't go cheap. And GFF, they wouldn't go. GFF want something like, Tainyapa, Maslaha, Lifini, Devni, Banga, Bala, New Monbini. We don't have money. The money we're supposed to have, Hamga New in 2 months. T-Boy was there on the under 20. They owe him more than over 3 months of salary. On the 23. 3-4 months. And the family needs to go back. That's why when people are saying to me, oh, you have to think you are Gambian, think of your country.
Yeah. Esad, then we just start this because obviously I want to go on to the profiles to look at the profile of these coaches. Obviously, we wouldn't be able to do every one of them now. I was targeting the 1 hour 30 minutes, but it's gone past that already. But on your general point of view, Abdullah Bojang under 20, T-Boy under 23. The Estonian, I can't pronounce his name to be honest. Obviously, former Real de Banjul, Matar Mboj, we all know, and Idrissa Sonko. Out of these profiles, if you were going to look at any one of them, who would you think have a chance? And obviously, people, with the Estonian, I don't know whether he's Tom O2, but we will just leave it to that. But out of these profiles, who do you think? Obviously, Coach did mention Sangdong. Honestly, we've had Sangdong all our lives now. I think it's high time now. He just excuse us for some time. Honestly, go on. Your meat.
Yes,
Yeah,
we can still bring Coach Sandong for rebranding our football again. You remember when we were rebranding our football? How many games? That's the record Tom used against us. How many years we didn't there wasn't a single game we won. But for me, I think it's not about. For me, if I am to go for someone among these candidates, would be Matar Mboj, and I have my reasons why. Because one, I think he has that mentality and understands the game of football, how it's played, and actually leaving the West where he was in the other side and come back to the Gambia to understand the local football here and try to follow. And I was seeing him actually, even when he was coach. I met him several times watching first division games and second division games. A lot of them. He was always there, sitting right around the field, watching the game. And that shows a keen interest, not only to be the coach, but wanting to understand actually what is in the ground. That was something that I really appreciate about him because when I was going for coverage by then, I was always seeing him around and trying to talk to players even after games, players that were not even in the team. And that shows that he was not only there as a coach for the national team, but also to help the younger ones that he thinks he can help in any way to be better because he thinks that any of them could be in the setup soon. So the mentality wise and understanding football, the experience as well, like growing in the West, there's that mentality of football and he knows football. So with him and a couple of local coaches, other local like Lai or another local coach that is doing very well around him to support the team, I think it will be a good idea if there is everything put in place, like Coach Baba said, Baba said, because they might put you there just to fail you without the support, so that the Gambian people will say, "Oh, they were crying for a local coach. Here is the local coach, and nothing happens now. So we have to go for foreign again." So it's all about having the right resources and the support, because support should not only be sitting in the media and say, "Oh, we are behind the coach." No, it has to go beyond that. It's beyond that. The small details in football. I used to say this: football has grown so much now. Like, look at the Premier League, the other leagues now. Before you don't see this, but now in the technical side, you see someone with the headphones here. There's someone with the small tablet there, busy, not even looking at the game, but there trying to. Football has evolved now. There are a lot of things involved now. Everyone is busy checking this. If set piece, like there's someone in the Gambia, I have not even seen. I don't think we have a set piece coach. You see, football has evolved now. You see, you have people that are looking at all the set pieces. How many goals have you scored from? If you, I bet if you ask any first division team right now, how many goals they scored from set piece, they cannot tell you because there is no statistic being collected. How many of these coaches are thinking about that, doing specialized in areas now? How many of them? It's not about only being in the tech, like in the like you are the coach facing the press conference. No, there's more to coaching now. You have a background that will support you. You cannot be the eyes of the whole team. You have someone that will look for something else. You have seen. I have seen a story. Club of Liverpool when he protested that his backroom staff must be part of the background. I don't know the official photo of the management, and I commended that. That shows that he respects each and everyone in his backroom staff. The kids manager, the one looking at set pieces, the one looking at how many grounds they covered. So football has changed a lot in Gambia. That's why I said we need to sort our house in order. And people in coaching also should look into spreading, specializing in areas and looking forward to challenging themselves. Coach said here, EB, if they're not doing it for you, find ways. The internet is broad now. Connect. You can connect with even Coach EB. He will be helping. He will be able to help in to the capacity where he can help. Find connection. Do check. What can I do? Internet. What free courses are available? How can I get this? Right to try. Just try. And you cannot just fold your hands. If Coach Ibi had folded his hands, he will still be in Gambia here. We'll be rocking Serekunda, back out to Estat, back out to Westfield, or joining this passenger 12 driver, just suma $2, suma coins, suma change. But he had to find a way. He had to push himself. This is what I expect from. We should not always fold our hands and wait. Local coaches, if you want to be a coach, you need to start working now. You cannot depend on the C lancing, D lancing, and every time you are on status, I receive my D lancing. Come on, you have a long way to go, to be honest. Thank you.
Brilliant. Coach, yeah, looking at these profiles, obviously this is what we've got. There might be some more. We don't know. But surely not Sangdong again. Um, we've had our fair share with him now. I know you did mention he's the only one with the pro license, but then how often does he upgrade?
It's
You know
You
what I
expired.
have to
mean?
you have to upgrade every 3 years. If you don't do it, you
Thank you
lose it.
very much. So,
That's the rule. You have to upgrade it every 3 years. You have to. Upgrading it means you have to complete 15 hours sessions. But obviously that's fine. Um, I don't know because he comes to England every frequent often he comes to England here. So I don't know exactly. I used to see him a lot. I used to talk to him, but we talk from now and then. You know, if that yes, because obviously I'm a hot-headed guy, so I would not be able to be part of their kabudu. But like here now, we have to eliminate lie in the sense that not because he is not talented. It's because this Kaba Bajo said this clearly that he wants someone with CAF A license or UEFA equivalent. And as far as I understand, Lie don't have that yet. Lie have a B license. So automatically, Lie cannot be there automatically. So it left between T-Boy, Matar Mboj, Idi, and probably the Estonian coach who have only basically coached two clubs or one club in Estonia, never known in the world. I would say if they're going only because he have won the league for real, I would say Alaji Sarr then should be given the job because he's the most successful Gambian domestic coach. The amount of league titles Alaji Sarr won in every single club he managed No Gambian coach have ever won it. No Gambian coach. He won league titles with Real, with Ports Authority, with Walidan. You know, wherever he goes, trophies follow him, except in the national teams, obviously. When I
Yeah,
when I first
that's
joined
what
the
I mean.
yeah, but now
He might be good. Yeah, he might
yeah.
be good in technically winning stuff on them, but then the presence, is it there? Like, would he walk into a dressing room of professional players, and then I think that.
Himself have been a professional player before. I've worked with him. He was my first boss when I walked into the national team when I was back in the day when I was first time being the assistant coach in the under 17. He was the head coach when Bonu was propelled to the under 20 and Alaji Sar was given but he only managed 2 games and whatever happened. I don't want to go into all those details. Then I was promoted to take over from him. But
Yeah, but
um,
be sorry to cut you, but why do we even have to count Alaji Sar here?
now we
Alaji
just
Sar,
taking
okay, you're giving him us his TV, but now you're not counting Alaji Sar in the race.
no. Well, they all have
No, the game is
Calf
beyond.
B.
The game is beyond Alaji Sar now. Be
But
honest.
my whole problem is how come Gambia still they
Sir.
cannot host a CAF A license? Because some of my former Sierra Leonean players who Baba knows and some Gambians know still somebody like Tito, you know, he is having a CAF license and he's coach. He was living in the Gambia. Now he's coaching the biggest club in Sierra Leone, Ports Authority of Sierra Leone. He is coaching them. Last season they came up second position in the league in Sierra Leone, and he have got a CAF A license. So I'm wondering how come the Gambia we don't have any CAF A license apart from B license that we are having there, and this is a troubling situation. So that left us with these four people that we know. There might be still Gambians out there who got qualified badges in the Western world that we don't know, or somewhere.
Yeah, Mal got one. Mal got one.
Yeah, Mal also, yes.
And
Mal was
Matthew
coaching in
Mendy.
Finland.
Matthew Mendy got A.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, I can attest to them because when Mal was in Finland, I was in touch. Matthew Mendy, the same thing. I know the club that they were playing for and the club they were managing. I know all those things. So I can definitely be a reference for them. No doubt. You know, on that one. You know, so but it's just one of them stuff. I don't know. I don't have a solution to this. My solution is it's not a popular one, but as long as the Gambia, the chances we have now to be part of the best losers, 3 best losers, the chances are there, but it's very slim, I think. And there was a big drama that they're still not ready yet to talk about. That's the main reason why there should be even a commission of inquiry independently, you know, to sort out to bring all those things out and iron it out. I think honestly, hand on heart, at the minute, we have nothing to show up for. Why do we want to waste money? Because there'll be drama. Because number one, the government spend most of the money that goes in the national team. And the national team now, knowing the government will say that, well, we have spent all that we have in the AFCON. Now playing this World Cup qualifier rounds, what are the chances? Even one draw now have eliminated us automatically. And can you guarantee with a divided team that they don't want to talk about it? But that's the fact. It's a divided team that have internal issues that need ironing out. Do you want to carry on spending money on that team, or do you want to build a new team with a future Gambian coach and stuff like that? If I was given the choice now, I would say, you know what? Another Cup of Nations, another 2 years. Another World Cup, another 4 years. We are out of everything at the moment. Let's start building from scratch, from the drawing board. If I was to do the thing, that's what I would do. But right now, anything that we do right now, they have already eliminated our Gambian coaches. We are just sitting here previewing it and hoping, you know. But I don't think there is an easy solution to this situation. We will end up having a foreign coach that they will end up paying money that we don't even have a clue, and the money that they are paying is only a coach who is looking to bolster his or her CV will accept that kind of money that they are giving at the minute, because the Gambia is not prepared to pay 20,000 dollars or 20,000 euros or pounds a month to a foreign coach.
Exactly.
We are not ready for that. So where are we going to have
And,
a pro-licensed coach who will accept the job? Where are we going to have that? So we always
and then
going to get this small
Ibi
coaches.
that yesterday yesterday on the TV, they were having an interview. He said it's 60 to 50 that so I asked him, he said he saw only one Gambian there. And like Ibi said, you wouldn't expect to have Gambians with the A or pro license and you want to pay. And answer, you were talking about Matar, you want Matar there. But Matar, like I said to you, Matar left because they said they cannot pay Matar more than Sandong or the Secretary General. And Matar left. Okay, now Matar was coaching in America. So he got offer in Denmark now. So yeah, so obviously they pay more than what the American team is paying. Okay, so now if he will have to leave Denmark to take Gambia job, Gambia have to pay him more than what Dennis League is paying him. That's how it goes. So you don't expect him to go lower than what he's earning now in Denmark. Mata got family in America. He needs to pay bills. He needs to pay school fees and everything like an ordinary human being in Gambia. So like EB is saying, don't expect these our airlines in holders to go cheap in Gambia. And I hate, like I was saying before, I hate people saying, oh, nañ halat sen rew mi nañ halat. Kan mo fa nek di haladun rew ma. Those people, they've already done some part when it comes to Reumi because they played for that Reumi. They've took the flag high. They went everywhere for that Reumi. So what else you want? They have family to look after. T-Boy invests all his money into his license. So you expect him to just go nañ hol Reumi. I'm gonna Gambia len wara jital war ñoo jital halis. And you nekk ñu dé wax ñooñu yépp. Ibeba do xola, they all working and earning money. Are any of them working free in the government or free of where you're working? Everybody's earning money wherever you're working in the Gambia. Even sorry to say, Minans here, no disrespect. They even don't call to get paid. No one is working for free. Everybody is working to earn money in the Gambia. So let people stop saying, let them think about their country, their nation first, their where. No. This is beyond that. Football is beyond that, EB. Marcus Rashford, they charge him for only his 2 weeks salary, £650,000 for going to a nightclub. When Yalama EB and football play, 650 for just 2 weeks, $500,000. EB, no one can name a football play. Mbasira Camilo Kanke Danka. No boy, EB. No, hey, 650 for just 2 weeks. So football is not about country where. Hey, Kodolom boy. It's multi-million-dollar investment, bro. It's not a joke thing now. So nobody will tell these people, let them think about their country, let them where. They've been doing a lot about their country. They've been paying tickets for themselves to come and play for that country. They've been playing without bonuses. They've been playing without nothing. Without even Jerejif, because whenever those people, I only saw Nda having Jerejif. Only Nda had Jerejif when he was living there, organized this so-called send-off thing where which is all fake. Now look at Nda, he's not even having a phone call from them. You know what I mean? So let people stop saying let these coaches come and think of their country where. No. It's beyond that now. They all have family. They all have bills to pay. They all have kids to look after. So don't expect it is in a team. It's in a club. It's in a club now. They're paying him. So if they have to come and work for Gambia, you have to pay him salary. A decent one. A decent one. If you can't pay it, then that's it. Get another one.
Yes. Very true. To just add a tiny bit more, please. With that situation, I think he is doing a great thing by taking the baby steps that he needs to take to collect his badges. And he is definitely up for the future upcoming coaches for the Gambia in the future. And I'm pretty much sure he is not in a rush to involve himself into the Gambia setup anytime soon. He wants to concentrate on his club and on his badges until when he get all his badges and he got his coaching experience, then he would be one to watch for the future for the Gambia. I am pretty much confident about that because he got football knowledge, and football is not only about talent; it's about having football brain. You know, you could see football players at professional level who have academically very poor, but when it comes to football, they have football brain. They can think for themselves, and we have not many of them in Gambia, and that is lucky to be one of them who have that football brain, who can think for himself in the field and make decisions within a split of a second. So I am very hopeful that once he collect all his badges together and have coaching experience again, whether it's club level or junior national team somewhere, or being an assistant manager or assistant trainer somewhere, until when he get the necessary experience he get. I don't expect him to mix himself yet. He would want to prepare himself and equip himself properly. But he is definitely one for the future for the Gambia, and we should look out for him. Yeah, and we encourage every single Gambian, whether you been a former pro or a non-pro, as long as you are interested in the game, you want to get your badges, go land. You know, métier bete atale, jàngal métier dafa baax. Gambian bi nag ñun dëgëruñ ci loolu mooy suñ biggest witness. Pare wu ñoo nekk apprenti fu mu jaar ñu jàngal métier nekk apprenti. If we don't do that, we are not going nowhere. We have to be prepared for that. And I'm encouraging everyone who is interested to do it, go and do it. There are so many ways you can do it and be a student of the game. And that's it. Thank you very much for giving me that time, Mo.
No, it's fine. We actually gonna wrap up. Obviously, Baba's just said spoken about the Estonian fella here. I don't know whether he's gonna be. It seems like from what we heard from some of the rumors, and this may be, there might be some element of truth in it, that chances are he might be given the job. Baba, what do you think? Do you think he should be given a chance, or do you just think it's just another Tom O2 who is coming in to have a better CV and then move on?
No, I think it's just one of them things. Like I was saying, he will be. It's not because of his CV or anything, but he will be the easiest guy to deal with, like how they deal with Tom. Because, like I was saying, if he's a good coach or a better coach, Estonia wouldn't let him go. Estonia Musate boy, they wouldn't let him go. They would take him. They will give him clubs. They will make sure they give him even their national team and everything. You understand? If you're coming to a league as poor as Gambia league, and you have a club there, so which means I tell a CV your CV is the worst CV ever, because I mean even South Africa, they have professionalism. Even Senegal here, they have professionalism. So if you cannot be employed in those clubs, then which means you're not a better coach. So we're gonna go back to this Tom thing, obviously. Real de Banyon, he just won one league with them. Real life have not won league for more than 13 years or how many years. So if you are coming here and then they're giving you the team, I mean, there's a lot of politics behind it, obviously. We know that. Even if they're not taking our own people, or let them put someone that can, take us to somewhere else. Because this set of the federation, they're going to go. And they have to go with every single thing that they brought in. Because, like I said, if our own people have to work, they want to work professionally. They want to see the transition from the U17, not even from the U7, but from the grassroots to the U12, from the U12 to the U15 to U17, from there to the U20, from the U20 to 23 to the senior level. What transition or that transition, the coaches themselves has to be in one line. So all these coaches has to be, they has to have the same idea of how we are playing, why we're using these tactics. You want to have all that because it's easy. If you have a player that you are picking from the U20 to U23 to bring it to the senior team, and he doesn't even have a clue of how you're playing and your system is different. All those things happen when Tom bring this Bayo to the senior national team. He cannot use Bayo. Bayo is not used to how Tom is playing, because how Lai is playing is different. So we
Ba- Baba, Baba, your reception is not good. I'm obviously actually having to cut you there. We're just 5 minutes away under the 2 hours. Esa, do you just want to wrap up? What should be the way forward now in terms of getting a coach? I know you did mention what needs to be done first, but what should be the short term? Let's look at the short term. What do you think should be the short term project for now?
Yeah, I think, like Coach mentioned, technically, if we draw, the only thing that we can do is to win our remaining games. Yes, just get someone, just someone in the locals in the local setup. Let's just get someone to finish up this job that we are doing and see the way forward. But
Sangdong, Sangdong.
uh, we are in a funny situation. I think we will have football rebranding again until this game finish. Like coach, boy, it will be funny. But for this coach that is from, I don't know, Estonia whatsoever, we also saw what happened last year. The league was won in a very dramatic way. If you want to talk about, that's a topic of its own, how they won the league. So he didn't come here and dominate the league with 10 points different. So when we want to talk about the achievements he has, that league was not deserving to me. I don't think there was a clear margin of what he did as something exceptional.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
let's stop talking about the league he won. We all know what happened. The league was won in the final day. And what happened? They took the cup and everything to the Real Banjul venue when the league is not decided yet that the league Real was going to win. So why would you take the cup there and gather everything there? So we all see what happened. It's not just something blind. So he didn't win the league with 10 points or played exceptionally to the point that if he had played exceptional, do you think he would have stayed? He would have left? No. He left because he know things were not in the right way and he was not able to have that impact and having a coach that was under him. So you all see what happened. So the way forward is try to get someone, we finish up these games and see where we will head to.
All right, coach, wrap it up for me then. 3 minutes. What's the
Uh,
way forward? Short term. You did mention Alaji Sal. I know some people
well,
wouldn't want to,
nah,
but yeah.
we need a caretaker manager until when we sort our house in order. We have nothing to play for. It's not a popular thing, but that's the truth. That's the truth.
Mm.
We have nothing to play for. We end up paying hundreds of thousands of euros for flight tickets for players to come. Remember, since Tom has been there, no local player have been invited. All of them have to come from somewhere. And this all money have to come from the FA or the ministry. And we have to pay flight tickets when they gather together again at one destination to go to the location that we need to play. We have to pay for hotel accommodation. We have to pay bonuses. This is a lot of money. We have nothing to play for. Caretaker manager until when we sort our house in order. Then we take our time to appoint the right person for the job, the right setup. But if we rush now and put in someone there right now and we have nothing to play for and give that person again another crazy 5-year contract, we'll go back to that same trouble again. Same trouble. Managing Gambia is not an easy thing. Believe in me, the Gambian people, they are not easily satisfied, It's not about winning. It's about playing the football, the brand of football that the Gambian people want. You could be losing games, but if you are playing good, attractive football, the Gambians will always forgive you. But if you are not winning and you are playing ugly football, believe in me, not only you will suffer, but your entire family will suffer as well, wherever they are in this world. I can tell you that. So caretaker manager for now, and then we sort our house in order. But we shouldn't be appointing any full-time manager at the minute. No. Well, I'm using the word manager because that's what we use in England. I mean,
Yeah,
coach.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I
Yeah.
just put coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Coach.
But
I'm sorry.
anyway,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, no, it's been brilliant. And thank you to everyone who spent their time watching and commenting. If you could just subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is Citizens Network Gambia or CNG Gambia, and on to the Facebook. We'll be having more programs. This is just an ongoing discussions about the football federations, about the way forward in Gambian football, and a lot more things as well. Without wasting your time, I'm just gonna end the stream now, and then thanks everyone.